Looks like Law Connect's got full hoist on their mainsail. And then bottom right is, I think it's Lucky. Again, full hoist mainsail. So only minimal number of boats on this first line, 14 of the big boys, so it'll give them plenty of room.
You can see they all have their reaching sails up, ready to deploy when that start gun does go.
All Australian states are represented. 66 from New South Wales, 15 from Queensland and Victoria, 11 from Tasmania, 4 South Australia and 4 from Western Australia. And 50 years ago, Rampage was the Western Australian boat that won its first overall victory for the Westerners.
First and only time Western Australia have won this race, and Queensland, the only Australian state never to have won this race on corrected time. So there's a chance with 16 boats from Queensland, it's a chance for them in this race. But we're getting close now, minute 45 to start time, no general recall. The boats will, if they're over the line, they'll be alerted by radio, maybe alerted by radio 5 minutes after the start. So general recall means that they won't call the whole fleet back. It'll be individual recalls only. Here are some of the boats, smaller boats on the second line.
And Olivia Price, putting on your Olympic match racing cap. Take us through these moments now. Just over a minute to go.
With just over a minute to go, we'll be setting up on that right-hand side where all the yachts are currently setting up, because they're going to be able to deploy their spinnakers and get the best angle out of the harbour. Now, you'd want to be careful not to be kept out by anyone. The boats closest to the bottom of the screen will have most of the right-of-way and have that decision-making point as to when to turn down and head across that start line.
They're all stacked up on the western side, which means they want a better angle of attack to get down the harbour. With 40 seconds to go, the starting gun to be fired by Scott McAllister from Western Australia. On Rampage 50 years ago, Peter Packer's Rampage. There's Scotty getting ready to fire the gun. He was also a part of the Australia 2 winning America's Cup squad, a very famous Australian yachtsman, and what an honour for him to get this big fleet away and to be on the only Western Australian boat ever to have won this race. Well, they are just putting bows up now down towards the leeward end. There's a couple of boats, but they're stacked up towards the middle of the line at the moment with just 5 seconds to go.
Law Connect deploys first.
The gun goes, the smoke billows, and the 139 starters are heading for Hobart, the second oldest city in Australia.
Tony Mudd has done it again on Law Connect. He's got the jump on Master Lock Comanche for this tight reach to the heads. Great start, Law Connect. Master Lock Comanche just to leeward of them. And here come these reaching sails. They're breaking out now. Pace is on. Lucky a good start there as well. There's Alethea, a big cruising 80-footer, but Law Connect going down towards the Western Channel Pile Light, and down to leeward is Lucky.
And that's the third year in a row that Law Connect has got the jump on Master Lock Comanche.
But the boat that's moving well is Lucky, putting his bow down. He's further to the western side and will get a very good angle of attack to the turning mark.
Lucky's able to sail a better angle to the wind, as you said, Peter, to be able to create faster speed. Just behind them is Moneypenny as well, had a great start. Palm Beach 100 in a great position as well to potentially take Master Lock Comanche's wind after they're stuck in Law Connect. So the boats furthest down the bottom of the screen are the boats that have the best, clearest wind to the exit. Yeah, well, Lucky's going to struggle here because as she puts the bow up, she's going to get the lee of Master Lock Comanche and Law Connect for sure. Let's go to Jimmy Spithill now, who's on the water watching this dogfight at the front of the fleet.
Yeah, thanks, Gordon. Well, very impressive job from Tony Mutter and team on Law Connect, but it's still very tight. Lucky got a great start down on the western side. I was watching all the pre-start practice and all the boats are really favouring the western side because much more consistent wind and a better angle to this first turning mark. But right at the moment, it's between Lucky and Law Connect. Yeah, what Lucky's going to have a problem with, the higher she gets up under Law Connect, whether she can get clear wind off Master Lock Comanche and off Law Connect as well. But it's tight, very tight for the run to the, and the honours to be first out the heads. Lisa, what can you see on those lines further back? It looks like there's plenty going on.
There is so much going on in the other start lines. It's so crowded. There was only 14 boats on the first start line. Here it's just, you know, so close, so many boats, and you know that lineup is so important. But what's really interesting about this start is everyone had to deploy that sail, so there was a few mistakes going on. But you know, I think just having a downward start is super fun for everybody. And I mean, being able to get out that heads, and then it's just going to be a full fight. But yeah, it's all on out here with all these boats.
And it's all Law Connect at the moment as they race towards the turning mark.
It's a battle in 4. Law Connect's got the inside running.
It's
Lucky, as she gets higher and higher, she's going to run out of a bit of a gas here, covered by the massive sails on both Master Lock and Law Connect. And coming up is Palm Beach 11. They're in the race, and down to leeward is SHK Scallywag. But we're down now, getting towards Camp Cove, past the Sound Pigs Reef, getting towards Inner South Reef. The breeze only about 15 to 18 knots here. It's a little bit protected by the headland south head.
Master Lock Comanche was able to just surge through into Law Connect, but weren't able to get past them. So Law Connect again able to control everyone's speed. Their positioning from the start line gave them that edge as they move further out the harbour.
Yeah, for the last few years, it's always been Law Connect to the first turning mark. She's got those honours, and Christian Beck loves that honour of being first out the heads.
I was just about to say he loves the sponsorship that the Law Connect gives him, being first out of the heads, and I know they've had some pretty tight odds on there too.
Well, he says he's the underdog, doesn't he, every year? But these conditions are certainly made for Law Connect, a great seaboat in the bash down the coast.
He likes to think he's the underdog, but he's done pretty well for an underdog. But they're firmly in command of this race now to be first to the turning mark.
We haven't mentioned SHK Scallywag, David Witt. He's on the western side of the course and not that far behind these leaders.
It looked like they just mistimed their acceleration and trigger point to get across the start line. They were maybe 15 to 20 seconds late on that jump point.
See Master Lock Comanche trying to put the bow down and get further to leeward of Law Connect. Law Connect going higher, but I think they'll be pretty much on the lay to these turning mark. Palm Beach 11 down to leeward. And that down right to leeward looks like, is that Money Penny? But there's SHK Scallywag.
URM's done a terrific job as well.
They
the 70-footer.
They deployed it at the right time. They were just to leeward of Law Connect, obviously being 30 feet longer. Law Connect got that extra jump, and we're approaching this turning mark. It's going to be exciting with Master Lock Comanche just surging through. Law Connect's going to have to sail a very tight rounding around that mark just to the right of the screen.
And for the last 2 years, Peter, we've had a furling problem on Law Connect after they've been first round the mark.
Well, they're going to be first round this time. Let's hope it's not 3 times unlucky, but they're starting to furl now, and they'll get those big reaching sails away as quick as they can. But it's Law Connect has got the honours to be first around the turning mark and first to reach out to sea to the next turning mark before they come hard on the wind. But as Olivia said, they've got a pretty tight turn here on Law Connect, but she can lock Master Lock Comanche out. Okay, they're around in just under 6 minutes. It's been rapid paced. Master Lock trying to get up inside Law Connect there. I think Graham Taylor GT will try and be steering Master Lock Comanche. A bit slow, it's a bit bouncy. You can see the waves already coming through the heads, just getting that furling, that reaching sail down. Law Connect looks well settled. Third around is Lucky.
And then Palm Beach 100 is going to be fourth around.
Yeah, then SHK Scallywag.
Caught up.
All the suspects are there, that is for sure. Lucky's right in the mix for a 90-footer. They've done very well.
David Witt said that he wouldn't be surprised if the 100-footers are together in the River Derwent at the end of the race.
Well, about 625 miles to go. We'll soon find out. But it's windy outside and a lumpy old seaway.
We are still just inside the harbour, and it's going to get bumpier and bumpier. Forecasted 3 to 4 metre swells for the late afternoon this afternoon. So everyone's going to be settling in and getting ready for this hard slog. Palm Beach 100 did a great job of pulling their furling sail down and putting it on the deck of the boat. Earlier we saw we saw Masterlock Comanche just struggling, not able to get their sails on enough, and it's still in the air. They're just starting to lower it now.
Breeze is down a little bit here as they get through the heads. It's probably only about 15 knots. Still a little bit protected by South Head, and you can see some of the boats somewhat upright. Palm Beach with a reef in the sail. They have got very, very upright. SHK Scallywag powering off to leeward, but at the moment there's about 8 boats already around the turning mark.
Jimmy Spithill, your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
Well, we've seen all the big boats get round unscathed on the turning mark here, but there's been a little bit of a vacuum of wind behind South Head, and their boats are a little bit underpowered as they're just sort of bashing their way through this big swell in the heads. I think once they get a mile or two out, they'll get back into that fresher breeze. We're just starting to see the second fleet now make their way down to this turning mark.
Yes, and Lisa, from your perspective, more towards the middle of the fleet, how are things looking?
Things are looking good. I think everyone's soaking up the downwind while they can. But, you know, I think what's so great about this is everyone's having their own battles within the fleet. As you said, obviously we want to see those 100-footers absolutely rip, but lots of battles going on. And, you know, if you get out the heads in front of your competitors, you get a little bit of control of the race. There's going to be so much tactics involved in this race once they get offshore. So it's still pretty crowded out here. And as you said, the wind's not quite as strong as we were expecting, and it's quite patchy. So I think everyone's just trying to make sure that they can stay in a bit of breeze, get around the turning mark, and then the real fight's on.
Well, they don't look quite hard on the breeze yet. They've got to go to an outer turning mark. They look as though they've just sprung, so they're reaching out at probably pretty good speed, about 12 to 15 knots. And once they get to the outer turning mark, it'll be hard on the breeze for the next 36 to 48 hours.
So just recapping the order, Law Connect was around in just under 6 minutes. That's below or above the record of Masterlock Comanche of 4 minutes and 35 back in 2014. Masterlock Comanche second around, Lucky third from the United States, then Palm Beach 11 and Scallywag just behind. Wild Thing 100 in 6th place around the mark, followed by URM Group and No Limit.
Those mini maxis keeping up with the 100-footers and keeping it in the mix.
You can see what's happening here. These are the boats off the back starting lines, and they've run out a little bit of breeze because there's so many boats there that the breeze has been taken away. The boats down to leeward are really struggling.
That's Vixen Racing, and they've got a bit of a problem at the moment.
We could see at the start, just as we were chatting to Lisa, that they didn't have their spinnaker fully deployed. Something at the top was stuck. It looked like the sock was stuck, so they're having to make a change in their sail, and you can see them just dropping back a little bit further. Vixen Racing, obviously skippered by Sharon Ferris. And they're just dropping a little bit, which is unfortunate for them.
That's the boat on the right-hand side with the pink stripes on the hull.
Here come the back of the fleet now, off the back starting lines. Got a reasonable breeze. It's not as strong as it was, as some of the second line boats coming out now. And they just eased, the gear is eased. And now Law Connect is at the second turning mark. She's on the breeze now. She holds a 2-3 boat length lead over Masterlock Comanche. So Tony Mutter's done it again for Christian Beck. First to sea and points a bow towards Hobart. Can she retain that lead? Well, there's a long way to go. You can see the crew there of Masterlock Comanche just trying to get that reaching sail back off the bow.
Yeah, they've spent most of that time trying to do that. You can see now Law Connect has sailed a higher angle out of the mark to try and control this race. Masterlock Comanche is trying to sail a lower angle but faster and see if they can sail a little bit further offshore, as we have Lucky rounding the outer mark in third.
Juan Villa, the top world-class navigator on board, and Rodney Daniels going to break the record of 15 line honours victories. He currently holds the record with Steve Jarvin. He's going for number 15th as we watch Palm Beach 11. Great to see her back in this race. Without the foils she's racing, but Mark Richards at the helm, and that's the scene. The big boys are on their way south.
Yes, the race only in progress for just under 12 minutes. And it's Masterlock Comanche chasing Law Connect very hard with Lucky, the 88-footer, in third place.